7th of March. It's been a fairly nice day, and we've been keeping kind of busy, but we have a little surprise for you, Pop. Well, I guess you're wondering what the devil that was. That was the electric siren. We figured that you were a smoky stover now, that would give you a little bit of a surprise. You know, every fireman should have a siren. Of course, the idea was that I talked very low in the beginning of the tape with the intention that you would have to pick up your volume. You'd be saying to yourself, that damn fool, what did he do now? So I figured you'd turn the volume up good and high, and then zingo, the siren would run in. And we tried it once, and we tried it the second time. I don't think we were too successful, but I guess you get the point anyways, what we're trying to do. Now, what we're going to have to do now is, well, number one, before I forget, the trouble that you were saying with high and low, we used the two different tapes that we had sent. The first tape we sent, we used a little brass mic, or that gold-colored mic, which is the one I'm using now. And the second tape, we used the long silver, you know, the crystal mic, of course. That's what Pete says it is anyway. And so far, it's the only thing that I can lay it to, that it's two different type microphones. So apparently, the one that we are using, the small gold one, is the better of the two mics, or it works better on this set anyway. So we're going to try using that and see how it works out. Although, in your tape, when you started off, that was the small one that you sent us, as you started off telling me about, you know, one not being as good as the other, and it was high and low, whatever you were doing with yours for about the first maybe 2 or 3 foot, your tape was up and down, you know, high and low, and we were laughing. Here you were trying to tell me what I was doing wrong, and I don't know what happened with yours, but then it was fine for the entire tape. There was no problem at all. Like, the both sides were very good. So, I guess it's like everything else. These things, what do they got to be preheated or what? I don't know. But they're like a woman, I guess. They're temperamental. All right, we're going to knock it off for a while now, and I'm going to put the other tape on, and we're going to take the last one you sent, and we're going to take notes. We're going to have to write down notes, different questions you ask and whatnot, and I'm sure that I have a few ad libs that I'd like to stick in there along the line. So hang on, we'll see you in a little while.
Hello, Mom and Pop. This is Rita, of course. And I'm going to try and answer a few of your questions and ask you a few questions in turn. Well, let's see. This is, of course, Saturday. I went to see Irene at the hospital this past Tuesday, and she had hoped she'd be going back. She'd be going home the next day, which would be Wednesday, if they took this X-ray she needed before she left. And in fact, she was supposed to call me now, like today or tomorrow, and tell me what's what, how she's feeling, and so on and so forth. But she looked pretty good in the hospital, a little tired looking, but other than that, she was in good spirits, and she felt quite well. And as you know, of course, Laura's birthday is coming up, and I'm going to try and have some celebration. Now, I don't know whether I'll have it like on that Sunday. Her birthday is on a Monday, or whether maybe I'll even wait till perhaps Easter. And I was planning on calling in Irene and Uncle Howard and see if they could, you know, come and enjoy the day with us. So I believe that's what I'm going to do. And, you know what I've been meaning to ask you? How does your water taste down there? Is it good taste for drinking? I've been thinking about this now for a while. And, oh, yes, I had asked you quite a ways back there, if possible, if Pop could take some pictures of the interior of the house and the outside, so we could get an idea of what it looks like, because we really are very interested in it. It sounds like a little dollhouse, and I hope he can do that. As I say, it wouldn't have to be wouldn't be in color, just the black and white pictures. I realize the color is awfully expensive. And you asked on your tape about a rug for our dining room. Well, we did get one. I got an inexpensive nylon rug. It's very pretty. It's like different shades of green, tints to it, like a little bluish and a little yellowish. And it looks very, very nice. The room is all done now. All I have to do is get curtains. I was thinking of getting the that fiberglass burlap type, very popular now. And then you asked about if I ever played the piano. I did take lessons. I guess it must have been maybe a year and a half or 2 years I took lessons. But I really, to be quite truthful, I don't remember very much at all. It's pretty hazy. I guess it's been too long. You figure that's about 25 years ago. If I had kept up with the piano, it would have been a different story, I guess. And then you asked about if Mr. Steers was still home. Well, he is still home. In fact, of course, up until a week ago, he was. I know he was still home, and he was hoping, of course, that within the near future he could go back to work, because he says he's ready to go buggy now. It's just too long. So I hope he can, for his sake. And I haven't heard from Elva. I should really go to see them or call them. She's been busy, and of course I've been very busy. Don't ask me what doing, but I have been very busy. But I imagine everything is all right. And of course Aunt Henrietta did go and stay there for that week, and she said she had to lay the law down with the girl, especially because she was trying to tell Aunt Henrietta how to do things and how to cook things and so on and so forth. So Aunt Henrietta just said, well, all I have to do is put my hat and coat on and leave, and that seemed to frighten her, and she did behave better. But as a whole, she said they managed quite well. And of course, it was the first time I saw Charlotte's new addition upstairs. It certainly is beautiful, those rooms, and the way it was done. And according to her, she doesn't seem too concerned about the rooms going to waste when Aunt Henrietta does leave, because she will have 2 of the rooms in use up there, and then the other 2 they wait till that baby grows up enough and she can use it as a den or something like that. And let's see now. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that there are a lot of your old friends and people from the church are visiting you. It makes you feel good to think that people care enough to visit you or go out of the way to see you. It's very, very nice. Now, I just have to tell you this. The other day, an invitation came for Peter to go to the 16th birthday party for my girlfriend Betty's daughter. And he was, a little, he's very shy, of course you know that, and he will be writing to you and telling you what it is, but he can't make it anyway that day. He's got a previous engagement, and of course he felt like he was saved by the bell. He doesn't have to go to this party, but we got such a kick out of it. It was like pulling teeth to get him to go out. And then you mentioned about your store there where you shop has music and so on. It sure does help. I know the King Cullen I go to has the music, and it is. I hum along or whistle or something like that. It's very pleasant, and I think it helps you to get the shopping done faster and better. And talking about that, I saved the S&H stamps from there. Pardon me, I just burped. And I have almost enough books now to get bedspreads for the boys. Peter doesn't particularly care now for those cowboy bedspreads. He thinks he's a little bit too old for that. So I'm going to get them, I guess, like a Bates plaid bedspread or something like that. And, you're talking about inviting Irene and the kids down to make her recuperate maybe better and faster. Boy, I'm telling you, if I could get down there, I would, because the boys are in the higher grades. I couldn't take them out like Irene could take Steven out. But believe me, I wouldn't have to be asked twice. And Laura is enjoying her room upstairs. She goes to bed very nicely now. I don't even have to sit and pat her or anything. She seems to enjoy the blankets pulled up over her, and I gave her a pillow, and I guess she just feels nice and comfy and cozy, and she's been very good. And, Pop, don't think that I thought you tried to talk George into getting a Mustang or any sort of a car. That would be the furthest thing from your mind. I was only teasing you because, George, what he wants to do, he's going to do regardless. Whether you would have suggested or I was or I wouldn't.
I'm the boss.
Yeah, he's the boss, you know that. All right, now, I think that's about all I have to say, and I guess it was plenty. So I'll turn the mic over to you. Take care of yourselves and enjoy that good weather, because believe me, it just kills me when you talk about it. I can just imagine myself down in climate like that. It must be wonderful. So bye for now.
Hello, folks. This is number one son. My wife had more to say than I thought she did. I was going to start cutting her short there. Wouldn't leave enough roll of room on the tape. She got about half of it. I'm looking at it here, and I only got the other half left. She's got some knife.
The other half. The other side.
No, Peter, I can't use the other side. Grandpa's got music on the other side. I think you got music on it, Pop. I don't know. I'm going to play it after we get done here anyway. Well, to start off and get everything in, and I have to say, it's quite lengthy and whatnot. When Mom had to get that little dig in there about my wife trudging upstairs with the baskets full of laundry, I decided, well, I'm going to have to do something about that. Putting in an escalator, it wouldn't be too practical. Besides, when the steps go up and return back again, it would hit you on the head if you were standing behind a bar serving drinks. So what we did do today, by the way, you might not have heard it in the beginning. Today is the 27th. It's a Saturday. We went out looking at houses. Yeah, we've been talking, additions and adding on to the back and all of that jazz. So there's a couple of them, a lot of them advertised in the paper, naturally. So there's a builder here right in West Babylon that does a lot of spot building, these model homes and whatnot. We went to look at one. It's a high ranch, and we seem to like it very much. That is, it's built off the ground. Actually, there is no cellar. Your so-called cellar is up high, and then you've got like a second floor. When you walk into we'll call it a foyer, you got about 6 or 7 steps going up and 6 or 7 going down. Runs about $15,000, and that's just for the house, and the property anywhere's up to $5,000, depending on the location. So, pardon me, we all got gas tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, we're even going to go back tomorrow and look at it. Rita and I seem to be quite enthused about it, and the boys, they don't care one way or the other, just as long as, of course, that we stay in West Babylon. And we decided that we'll give it a little thought anyway, and see what we can get for this joint. But nothing definite, that is. A 3-bedroom house. It's got one bedroom 12.8 by 14.10. The other one is 13 by 11, and the third one is 10 by 11. And it's got a 5 by 12 bathroom. It's like on the upper level. Kitchen is 11.10 by 13.2. The dining room is 11 by 11.4. The living room is 14.6 by 15.8 with what they call a bow window, or as we used to call it, a bay window. Now, actually on a lower level, there's 2 extra bedrooms to make up a 5 bedrooms, But by eliminating them, which naturally you have no use for, that's how you pick up the two-car garage. So you'd have a garage 2210 by 23.8, which is a pretty good, nice size. And then there's the so-called rec room. That's 15.8 by 24, and that's pre-paneled. In other words, that comes with the price of the house. And you got your laundry room, utility room, and whatnot. They have these great big monstrous glass doors on the back that Louis has in his house, but naturally you eliminate them and just put in an ordinary back door. And that way there, my wife wouldn't have to trudge upstairs with the laundry baskets. What a tough way to eliminate trudging upstairs with a laundry basket. And on that bottom floor is the what they call a lavatory, just a bowl and sink, and at optional cost, you can put a stall shower or a tub. So I would put a stall shower, naturally, and there's no lolly columns in the rec room at all. They use the I-beams. Well, gee, you could get a pool table and a ping pong table down there. And the back entrance, it's you might say like ground level, maybe one step involved, which you could walk right out of the utility room and out into the back. And there again, you wouldn't have to trudge upstairs with the laundry baskets. And also, for the kids coming in the house, it wouldn't be like the situation here with pushing Rita around with the doing dishes at the sink and whatnot. So we'll see what's going to happen anyway, but we're not going to make any promises or any bets. Pop, the car I'm going to get is going to be an all-black V8 station wagon. I don't know what name it's going to be, but it'll have to be a black one with the roof carrier top and everything else. And we say now in suburbia living, pulling up the driveway, not as you call it, the alleyway. That sounds like a holdover from the old Richmond Hill days. You get what I mean? So when you're going to be looking out that window and see us, that remains to be seen. It's been a pretty quiet week. The last week I've been in a radio car all week, and nothing exciting has happened. All I'm doing is expending gasoline and oil at the city's expense. The only thing is you buy yourself and you wind up talking to yourself. And also this past week I worked at the school. In fact, I listened to the tape the other night when I came home, but didn't have any chance really to listen to it well, and we replayed it again. Like I say, to take the notes. And this was the first chance that we had to even answer it, being that today was Saturday. Had a big rhubarb in school last Thursday, I believe it was. Two girls started to fight, and brother, you think a couple of guys could whip it up. Boy, you should have seen these two. I got to them first. I broke it up, and I grabbed the worst one of the two, the one that was really ranting and raving. And, well, she was a little skinny kid. I got my one hand around her wrist, to hold her back, and all I had to do was make sure she didn't get at my face, because she was scratching and clawing and screaming. I just kept my face turned away from her, and we were able to get her out of the lunchroom. All of these things usually, they start in the lunchroom where there's a maximum amount of kids around, and they know then that they have a terrific audience. And the girl that she was fighting with, oh brother, language like that she never heard before. So if I don't get any action on the one job, I get it on the other job. So I keep my fingers in the pie, so to speak. Plenty of activity. Oh, by the way, Mom, you mentioned about your grandson making the honor roll, and your son never did, and all that. But you got to admit, I never made the dishonor roll anyway. I was more or less of a middle of the roader, right? You got to say right. You can't say wrong. I had a laugh when Pop said about being a volunteer fireman. Well, when you say I don't like them, well, of course, we did have a discussion over them at one time or another. And like I always used to say, they stand there and watch it burn. But in Pop's case here, they started burning the place down before it even started. They helped it along on how to get the bulldozer out. I thought that was quite funny. In fact, when I see Bob, I'll tell him about it, and I'm sure he'll be able to tell me what you fellas should have done so that wouldn't have happened and you wouldn't have had to get the bulldozer out, because he's a pretty smart fellow and he knows all about fighting fires. Even Paul is laughing about that one. But hey, look, Pop, let's not overdo it, huh? I mean, one hero in the family is enough. I mean, you had your glory way back in the 30s and 40s. Let me take over from there on. We don't want no heroes around, if you understand what I mean. Talking about fires, there was a big one down in Rockaway just the other day. That was, I believe it was Monday night, Tuesday morning. In fact, I was on my way to work in the car and I heard it over the radio. And when they gave the address, it sort of rung a bell. I wasn't too sure, but I found out later on that it was one of the newer apartment houses that Ed Harvey and Sarah had moved to, when they moved out of here. And everybody, there's 74 families in the place. Everybody had to be evacuated, and actually we weren't able to get in touch with him. He went sick when I tried to get him on a job, and actually had to take time off. But Rita got in touch with her sister, and from what we understand, they lost everything. They got out all right. In fact, they even had time to put clothes on. It happened, in the early part of the morning, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But, and he got his car out of the garage. His garage is right in the building. He's got a brand new 64 Chevy convertible. He got that out, and I understand they were put up in some hotel or motel by the Red Cross. As of yet, I haven't been able to get in touch with them or find out just what had happened or how they made out. But they had some beautiful furniture and rugs, and he had a terrific stereo outfit that he had, bought the big cabinet and then got the components like Papa's got them. And, geez, if he lost that, he really lost a lot of stuff. So I guess you never know when the old fire's going to start and burn you out. So, it's happening now. I'm getting lost for words. I'm determined, though, that I'm going to I'm going to run this whole tape, and it's not going to be superfluous talking. But what I think I will do, I've got Smiley number 2 son over there. You can hear him laughing in the background. In fact, he was glad that you liked the little piece of music on the first tape. He's working on Hello Dolly now, but he just doesn't feel that he's got it down perfect. He doesn't want to be a disappointment to his grandmother and his grandfather. And he's ad-libbing in the background. And besides, we figure if we start each tape with a little something different, it'll be a novelty. But of course, we're going to run out of novelties, that's for sure. I wonder what it would sound like with somebody chopping wood with an axe on a block of wood. So let me turn you over to Paul now, and let's hear what he has to say.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa. You were saying about hearing me loud than anybody else. Well, anybody can hear me. And about you said, me, I know my notes pretty good. Well, I don't know them too good. I was playing by ear. It took me long enough to learn it. And I'm practicing a Hello Dolly. I might play it on the next tape. And about confirmation, the boys will make it at 10 o'clock on May 4th, and the girls on May 4th at 2 o'clock. And my mother, it's a lot of money, surprised me. It's $10 for the gown. And it surprised me when they said the boys doing it before girls, that I didn't think that would happen. I don't have too much more to say, so I'll have to hand it over to my father again. So goodbye, Nana. Pop.
He's running out of words. Put Laura to bed. She won't have anything to say. And Peter just feels that he should put it down on paper, rather than try to speak, talk. I don't think he gets annoyed. He gets a little embarrassed or a little flustered. I don't know what word you would use for it, but I understand Rita just came down from upstairs that he was writing a letter to you. In fact, he's gonna fold it up, I understand, and stick it in with this tape, right? But if he thinks I ain't gonna charge him a nickel for the postage, he's crazy. Ain't nobody pulling the wool over my eyes, not if I can possibly help it. Everybody thought that was a funny joke. We got a bunch of practical jokers around here. The weather, of course, that's always something we can talk about. Hasn't been too bad. In fact, if you just hang on a minute, I'm going to stick my head out. I'm looking out the back window right now, shielding the window reflection, and it's just about 34 degrees, 35 degrees. But it's not windy. It was windy during the day, but there's no wind at all now, so naturally it's not too bad. In fact, as I'm sitting out the window, you can still look through the woods. No green foliage yet, and the cars are moving by, so as long as the traffic is moving, we know there's no ice on the road anyway. And that's something that, of course, is always a concern. Oh, by the way, just got paid the other day, so that leaves me now with 124 checks left to go. Everybody thinks I'm crazy the way I'm counting them, but you'll be surprised. Every now and then some pineapple on a job will say, "Hey, Schatzel, how many more checks we got to go?" And I'll give them the figure, and they get a big kick out of it, I think they're laughing at my expense. Well, I don't know. Can you think of anything more to say, Rita? We're near the end, I guess, now, folks, so love and kisses, and we'll be seeing you.
Bye
So
now.
long now.
Bye, Pop.